Welcome to another video. And before I get into this video, I have my phone propped up on a wooden block where you stick knives in when you get done using the knives to cut fruits and vegetables and meat and whatnot. So I have my smartphone propped on it and have the camera lens on it aimed at this wooden wall as you see before you. So I decided to do this video this way because I'm going to be reading something and I can't hold a camera and show myself and read because it's just hard to do. So I decided to have it this way. And I don't feel like being on camera. I don't feel like it. I'm not ashamed to show myself, but I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like getting on camera. So, I know you guys are disappointed in not seeing me, but you guys can hear my voice. Okay, on to this video. Okay. In a previous video, I mentioned the shooting at singer Rihanna's mansion in Los Angeles. And I talked about a woman going to Rihanna's mansion with a gun, shooting up the mansion, and left. And she was pursued by the LAPD, the Los Angeles Police Department. She was tailed by officers, officers of the LAPD followed her all the way to the parking lot of a mall where they arrested her and took her into custody. And I'm going to be reading something about this. And I know this is old, but I'm going to read this and talk about this after I get done reading this. Okay. I'm reading this from the Los Angeles Times about the shooting at Rihanna's mansion. This is from the Los Angeles Times, or LA Times, and it's titled, "Woman Accused of Attempted Murder and Shooting at Rihanna's Mansion. What We Know." And here it is. Authorities say a Florida woman opened fire on the home of pop star Rihanna on Sunday. Iviana Ortiz was arrested Sunday on suspicion of attempted murder, according to Los Angeles police. So she was going to kill Rihanna. Ooh. I thought it sounded like she was going to shoot. I thought she would just go over there and just well, I heard that she went to the mansion with a gun and just shoot up the mansion, and she had no idea the mansion belonged to Rihanna. So that's what I heard on this story. Okay. She was booked Monday and her bail was set at $10.2 million, according to the LA County Sheriff's Department's Inmate Information Center. It was just after 1 p.m. It was just after 1 p.m. Sunday when gunfire ranged out at Rihanna's home. Neighbors said the shots echoed through the canyon near Beverly Hills, leaving them on edge. Authorities allege that Ortiz, firing from a Tesla hit the front gate and a nearby RV at the music legend's mansion. Ortiz was arrested soon after in Sherman Oaks. So the mall that Ortiz drove to, the mall that she drove to was in Sherman Oaks. And that's where the LAPD arrested her there. Okay. She could not be reached for comments. The shooting. The LAPD radio dispatch from the incident said that at least 10 shots were fired at the residence from a vehicle across the street from the property's gate. The vehicle, a white Tesla, fled south on Coldwater Canyon Drive, according to the police dispatch audio. Rihanna was home at the time but was not hurt. Okay, wait a second. I heard that Rihanna, along with her husband, A$AP Rocky, and their children weren't at the mansion when Ortiz went there and started shooting it up with the gun. So they said they said that Rihanna was home. She was at her home, her mansion. Okay. Several neighbors said they heard the gunshots. I was a little shocked. We don't hear that kind of thing in this neighborhood. It's pretty quiet. One neighbor told KTLA, I just heard one shot. It was really loud. Everything in this valley echoes. Even when someone has a party, when there's music. Officers in a helicopter soon caught sight of the suspect's vehicle and followed it to a shopping center parking lot in Sherman Oaks, where they arrested her about 30 minutes after the 911 call came in, according to radio communication reviewed by the Times. So Ortiz drove to the shopping center, drove to the parking lot there. So it wasn't a mall. Okay. The suspect. Law enforcement sources said the suspect was armed with an AR-15 style weapon. It's unclear how she obtained it. Loose lax gun laws. Yeah. It says it in the U.S. Constitution. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And anybody can get a gun because of that. Ortiz, 35 of Orlando, had several prior arrests in Florida, according to public records reviewed by the Times. She was involved in a bankruptcy case in 2013 at age 23, was arrested on suspicion of careless driving in 2021, and was arrested again in 2023 on suspicion of domestic violence and battery. Ooh. No, she's really bad. She's a criminal. She was a licensed speech pathologist. Okay. In recent weeks, Ortiz's Facebook account had referred Rihanna. Let me read this again. In recent weeks, Ortiz's Facebook account had reframed Rihanna. In one post, she said, "Say something to me directly instead of sneaking around like you're talking to me where I'm not at." It's unclear how long she had been in Los Angeles or if she had any connection to the singer. Police have not offered a motive for the attack. Okay. All right. Let me okay. Let me pick something out and in this. Okay. She posted this on Facebook. Okay. She said this, say something to me directly instead of sneaking around like you talking to me where I'm not at. It's unclear how long she had been in Los Angeles or if she had any connection to the singer. If she had any connection to the singer. Yeah. I know this has nothing to do with this, but and I think I should talk about this. Well, Rihanna, the so-called famous pop singer, she's not a good person, and she's not. She treated some of her fans like crap. And I can tell you why. Okay, I think I said this in a previous video on this channel. Okay, I remember hearing about a little girl who was a big fan of Rihanna. And she saw Rihanna wore a dress. And so the little girl went and found a dress her size, a dress that looked exactly like the dress Rihanna wore. So she dressed herself up like Rihanna, and she went on. I think she went online to Facebook or whatever site she went on, to post a picture of herself wearing a dress that Rihanna wearing the same dress Rihanna wore. And I think Rihanna went online and saw this, and she turned around and mocked the little girl, hurting the little girl's feelings. And after that, the little girl took her Rihanna albums, which were CDs, music CDs. Music CDs aren't a thing anymore. So she took her Rihanna Rihanna's albums that she bought, at a record store, at a Target or a Walmart or any place that sells physical media. She took her Rihanna albums and threw them in a trash can. And she did this because, well, she was hurt by what Rihanna did. Rihanna mocked her online after Rihanna saw the little girl wearing the same dress that she wore. And also, I think at some autograph signing, a fan of Rihanna wanted Rihanna's autograph. So he went up to Rihanna with an autograph book and a pen. I don't know if it was a guy or a woman, but this person went up to Rihanna with an autograph book and a pen. He wanted Rihanna he asked Rihanna, can he have her autograph? And he wanted her to sign her name in the autograph book that he had, or he or she. Rihanna avoided the person, just avoided them and ran away from. Just avoided the person, just ran away from that person, basically avoiding that person. So yeah, and plus Rihanna's music is garbage. And okay, I can pull out some 2 songs from her. Okay, one song is titled Talk That Talk. and just Rihanna singing a little bit and just music just playing. And there's another song that's just completely horrible. Okay, from Rihanna. It's titled Work. And this song goes like this. Work, 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 work. Nah, 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 nah. Work, 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 work. Nah, 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 nah. And I listened to this song, and this song is this song sucks. So the majority of Rihanna's music is trash, and it is. Now, some of her earlier stuff was decent. I think the Umbrella song that she did with Jay-Z is a decent song. And stuff before that was all right, but I think this is like in the late 2000s. I think getting into the 2010s, she started releasing garbage, trash, bullshit. Yeah, she's just a rude, Rihanna just a untalented, rude, disrespectful, untalented pop singer from Barbados. Or Barbados trash. And but going back to this shooting, I was thinking that Rihanna, her husband, A$AP Rocky, and their children weren't at the mansion when Ortiz from Florida came to the mansion in Los Angeles with a gun and just started shooting up the mansion. They said that from the LA Times, they said that like she was at home, but I heard this from another source that she, along with her husband, A$AP Rocky, and their children weren't at home. They weren't at home. But the LA Times said that she was at home. And I'm thinking that, okay, I heard that she wasn't at home. Her husband, and the children, they weren't at the mansion when the shooting occurred. And when I heard that, I said to myself, well, thank God they weren't at home. If they were at home, they'll be injured or killed. And yeah, Rihanna was at home and she wasn't hurt. So that's a good thing. Yeah, I bashed Rihanna, and I did in this video, and I'm gonna say this: I don't wish death on anybody, and I don't. Even though Rihanna doesn't have any class, that doesn't mean a person who doesn't like her doesn't have the right to try to harm her. And then she's going to be protected because she has a bodyguard around her. And and I can't wish death on anybody, and I can't do that. I mean, that's not right. Just because it's just because you don't like someone for who they are doesn't give you the right to harm them in a violent way. And my mother said this to me: you can't hate a person. You just gotta hate their ways. You can't hate someone. You can't hate someone, but you can hate their ways. And that's true. And it is. And Rihanna admit that, I think in some interview somewhere a while back, that she stated that she's not a good person. And she's correct about that. And some famous singers who knew her, Sierra, tried to talk to her, and she just like ignored them and just ghosted them and or ran away from them, whatnot. You know, it's good that Rihanna, her husband A$AP Rocky, and their children are safe. It's good that they're all safe and they're all okay. Nobody wasn't hurt. This lunatic woman with a gun was arrested and taken to jail to answer for her crimes. So, yeah. So that woman who did the shooting has been punished. And she deserved to be punished for what she did. And people who are sick in the head, people who have issues, people who are mentally unstable, shouldn't have a gun. But the gun laws here in the U.S. allows people like Ortiz from Florida to get a gun. And I don't see gun control coming to the U.S. anytime soon because of the NRA and that crumbling old piece of paper that states that the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Yeah. So that's all I gotta say in this video. More videos to come. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.